And what about in the weapons department? You mentioned guns, and the Yakuza
Yes.
games have some fun weapons to play around with.
Yes, they do. We've got a lot of fun weapons in this one because it's very gun focused. So
Yeah.
we've kept that brawler element in the combat, but the guns, when you're looking at the guns, every character has their own sort of specialty. You can buy new guns. You can get guns as like a pre-order bonus for going to GameStop and you get 8, new weapons for guns. But likewise, you can also pick up guns as you're going through and upgrade the ones you've already got. So we've got some fun stuff in there. We have a fireworks shotgun that will launch fireworks at the zombies and set them on fire as they explode, and that's one of my personal favorites.
That sounds good.
We have a mobile Gatling gun that you get for pre-ordering at GameStop, and that one's fantastic for big groups of zombies where you just mow them down. And then we've also got the more fun stuff that's not necessarily guns, but actually costumes you can get for the characters. One of them is a USA flag T-shirt for the main character and sunglasses, right? And it's just absolutely fantastic running around killing zombies in this giant USA flag T-shirt. I picture Star Spangled Banner playing in the background every time I play as that guy. But
Can you dress up? How about Sonic the Hedgehog? Can you dress up as Sonic?
no Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't think Sonic Team would like that one. But Majima can dress up as a pirate. Goda, the main bad guy from Yakuza 2, he comes back. You can dress him up as Rambo. That's a fun one. And then Akiyama, you can dress up as sort of like a detective, Dick Tracy style. So there's a lot of fun costumes. There's some others I won't spoil, but we got a lot of good stuff hidden in there.
Is there a multiplayer or cooperative multiplayer aspect to the game as well?
There's not in the sense of player to player. There is some NPC co-op that you can do where you level up and train partners.
Okay.
If you remember the hostesses from Yakuza 3, we cut those out of the third game. There's a lot of drama about that. So we brought them back in Yakuza 4. And in this game, as you get to know these hostess girls at the clubs, when you max out your hearts with them, which is sort of a mini game, they'll join you as you go in to take out the zombie horde. And you can upgrade their guns and skills and pick their costumes. So it's a nice little twist on that.
I see. Now, have you actually had a chance to play this game yourself and enjoy
I've
it?
beaten it. Oh yeah, I've beaten it completely. I think that should be expected of anyone that wants to talk about their game.
Agreed. And Aaron, you are the associate brand manager on this project. What does the associate brand manager do in a video game?
So in this case, the brand managers at Sega, for example, we do a lot of different roles and tasks. We kind of maintain things from behind the scenes. So I know that Yakuza is coming up. We've got to get it submitted to the ESRB. We've got to make sure that our PR press releases are, looking good, are approved, are ready to go. We got to make sure our community team is prepped and ready to message things to the fans through the blogs and through the forums. It's essentially working with all the different teams to make sure that your product goes from the code that the guys here at Sega on production get ready to completely ready to go out the door. So we're sort of the handoff between code is ready, now let's get everything prepped, get the box ready, get everything approved, and ship it away. So.
And would you say that this was a large project?
Yakuza is always kind of a big project, for me at least, just because the game is so huge. So I'm always a proponent of when you've got a big game like Yakuza, you need to do as much as you can with it. And I know that there are a lot of fans out there that look at Yakuza and they go, oh, Sega should be doing more marketing for this. They should be doing, millions of dollars of TV ads. And it's challenging sometimes because you might not have that much money, but you're looking at it going, well, what can we do to really rally the fans to make this series grow and expand? And I'm very thankful for the fans and their support in that regard, and that they've always kind of been there for us with Yakuza, and hopefully this will be the same case.
What can fans do to get in touch with Yakuza Dead Souls and stay up to date? Twitter, Facebook, forums? Mm-hmm. What do you have?
So the first place to start, if you want Twitter or Facebook, we've got both options for you. Twitter is just at Sega. That's the official Sega feed right there. And then on Facebook, we're also just Sega. You can take a look for Sega on Facebook and add us or like us. The community team manages both of those fronts. If you go to the forums, which is forums.sega.com, that's kind of the more in-depth discussion for Yakuza fans. You can talk to myself, you can talk to other people from Sega there, and also to the fans. And then finally, really, the best thing that fans can do if they want to support the game is to go out there and pre-order it. And it sounds crazy, and I didn't even realize how important that was as a fan when that was me on the other end of things. But even 100 or 200 fans going out and pre-ordering a game that might not have does make a big difference sometimes.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things fans could do.
And what is the scheduled release date of Yakuza Dead Souls?
Yakuza Dead Souls is almost here, actually. It's coming out next month, March 13th of this year.
Is there DLC in the works as well?
Yes and no. So there was DLC Japan, and what we've done is instead of making you wait for it, we've tried to bundle it in this time. So you'll be getting it automatically if you pre-order at GameStop, and if you buy it online at GameStop, you'll actually get an additional bonus pack. It's got that USA flag T-shirt costume I was talking about, as well as a lot of other stuff in there too.
What if you don't live near a GameStop? What if you happen to live under the ocean somewhere and there's not a GameStop for 2,000 miles and you still want to get some of this cool stuff? What do you do? Or you're probably required to say go to GameStop anyway, aren't you?
Well, no, I'm not required. But I mean, the first thing I would say to do is to check and just see if you can actually get it shipped to you. And if so, then GameStop.com is probably a decent option. If there's no other options, if there's no GameStop and for some reason you just cannot get to one, it's tough to say, what can be done in that case. But certainly we're always out there kind of for our fans and trying to do what we can to support you guys. So
I'm talking with a Sega fan who works at Sega, and I'm a Sega fan who likes Sega, and I have just about every Sega game console ever made. And the first game console I bought myself was a Sega Genesis in 1989, and I always talk about. I still have it actually. That's my Sega Genesis that I use for the show, and I've since had it modified with S-Video and all kinds of good stuff. And a ton of games. Revenge of Shinobi was one of my favorites. Hedgehog's obviously Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day. What can you tell me about your history as a player and some of your favorite games and first consoles?
Yeah, Sonic was the first game I ever played in terms of console video games. I played some PC games, but I remember as a kid playing Sonic and going, wow, this is awesome. The Sega Saturn was the first console that I saved up my money and allowance and did chores and everything for to buy. Back when the Sega Saturn was dying, but I didn't know. I didn't care at the time. I was a huge fan of the Dreamcast. In fact, the Dreamcast and a certain game called Phantasy Star Online is the reason that I'm at Sega today. Later on, I would go and become a game master at Sega, and from there I worked on the community team for a while, and now I'm on the brand team. So it's funny because I can kind of trace my roots, my history all the way through Sega, and it's nice to look back. I've got a lot of favorite games and franchises over the years. Long live the Dreamcast is what I would say.
Oh, I love the I have 3 Dreamcasts, so I'm right there with you. I have the regular Dreamcast, I have a Japanese Dreamcast, and then I had to get the Sega Sports Dreamcast. Since you work at Sega, do you get like an inside, do you have like an inside connection where you can get like the blue or the gold Sega Dreamcast or some of this? Is there going to be a Yakuza Dead Souls Sega Dreamcast edition?
Oh, I wish.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Funny enough, we have the millionth Dreamcast that was created in an archive room here, and it's like a gold Dreamcast, and it's got a little plaque, and it's like its own little award that they mounted.
Wow! And
it's so cool. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the millionth Dreamcast. So that's hidden somewhere here at Sega under lock and key. We've got access to a lot of stuff. Typically, I mean, I've got all the stuff I need at home. So I don't steal any of the really cool, good stuff. I don't grab it, but there's some cool stuff.